Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So if you're a fan of mind-bending sci-fi that tackles big ideas like identity, exploitation, and the human cost of progress, then Bong Joon-ho's latest film, Mickey 17, is going to blow you away. Released earlier this year in 2025, it has presented a good concept, just like Avatar. So if you haven't seen it yet, there will be spoilers ahead, but if you doesn't care about spoilers, then keep watching. Alright, let's start with the basics. Actually Mickey 17 is based on Edward Ashton's novel Mickey 7, but Bong Joon-ho amps it up to 11 with his signature style. And the story follows Mickey Barnes, played brilliantly by Robert Pattinson, who is an expendable, and he is on a dangerous mission to colonize an ice planet called Niflheim. So in this future, humanity's pushing the boundaries of space exploration, but it's not stylish, but it's brutal. And Mickey's job is to die, repeatedly. Well, he's a clone, or more precisely, a series of clones created from the same guy. And every time one Mickey bites the dust on a deadly task, they print a new one with most of his memories intact. Actually, the film explores what it means to be human when your life is disposable, and all wrapped in Bong's mix of dark humor, stunning visuals, and tension. So if you love Snowpiercer or Parasite, this will feel like an evolution into sci-fi. Then let's get into the science of clones. Well, at its core, Mickey 17 isn't just about duplicating bodies, it's a philosophical gut punch on identity and disposability. And Mickey's main story starts as the 17th replication, but by the end, we're dealing with two coexisting, 17th and 18th, which leads to some hilarious and horrifying scenarios. Like where two Mickeys argue over who's the real one. Well, the cloning tech here is fascinating, like it's not perfect. And it has memories glitch, personalities shift slightly with each revival, and the physical toll is gruesome. And Bong uses practical effects and CGI to make the printing process feel deep, like birthing a full-grown adult from a vat of goo. But it's not just cool visuals, it's a metaphor for how society treats the working class as replaceable cogs. And Mickey's deaths aren't heroic, actually they're mundane sacrifices for the colony's survival. And it raises questions, like if you can clone someone infinitely, does their life even matter? And what happens when clones start rebelling against their own obsolescence? And Robert Pattinson nails the role, playing multiple versions of Mickey with subtle differ great, like nervous newbie, jaded veteran, and even a rogue one. Then there comes the dark side of expansion. And this is where Mickey 17 really shines as a Bong Joon-ho joint. Just like in Snowpiercer with class warfare or Okja with corporate greed, here he weaves in a razor-sharp critique of colonialism. Actually, the mission to Niflheim isn't about discovery, it's about exploitation. Like humanity's fleeing a dying Earth, but instead of learning from past mistakes, they're repeating them, like invading a new world, extracting resources, and treating the natives as obstacles to be eradicated. And Mickey's role as an expendable echoes real-world colonialism, where colonized people or indentured workers were seen as disposable for the empire's gain. And the colony's leaders live in relative luxury, while grunts like Mickey risk everything. And Bong really doesn't hold back in this segment, like where the clones uncover how the missions funded by shady corporations back home, turning space colonization into a profit-driven nightmare. And it's a nod to historical events like European imperialism or even modern resource grabs in developing countries. And the aliens, they're not just monsters, Bong humanizes them, showing how the humans are the real invaders. And it flips the script on sci-fi colonialism tropes from films like Avatar, making you question who is the real hero. And this theme ties everything together, making Mickey 17 not just entertaining, but profoundly relevant in 2025, as we grapple with climate migration and space race ethics. And lastly, let's talk about, is it really Bong Joon-ho's sci-fi masterpiece or not? Well, Bong Joon-ho has done it again. And fresh off Parasite's Oscar sweep, he takes sci-fi and infuses it with his trademarks, like genre blending, social satire, and that perfect balance of laughs and horror. The cinematography is good, with those icy landscapes feel alive and oppressive, and shot with a mix of wide shots and claustrophobic close-ups. And Bong's humanism is what sets it apart. Like even in a story about clones and cosmic horror, he finds empathy for the underdogs. And it's a masterpiece because it entertains while making you think about inequality, ethics in tech, and our rush to colonize without consequence. But even if some people said it's a masterpiece, the numbers says otherwise, like the worldwide gross for this movie is $133 million, against a $198 million budget. So overall, the project recorded a loss of $75 to $100 million, and it's one of 2025's biggest bombs. And while the critic ratings are good, like above 70%, but the audience didn't quite like this movie, basically for its pacing issues, more than 2 hours of runtime, and underdeveloped characters. And some viewers even said that it has an inconsistent tone, boring visuals, shallow sci-fi concepts, and unwieldy narrative. Well, overall this movie have some really mixed reviews. And as for my opinion, it really feels slow, and I will keep it in middle, not too great and not so bad. So if you love this breakdown, then give it a like, and subscribe for more videos.